We discuss, we argue, and sometimes we may go a bit off tangent. It's the Grumpy Beards Podcast. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grumpy Beards Podcast. My name's Daniel, aka Sugoi Kuma, and with me as always is Aniki, my co-host. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I think we took a nice little bit forced vacation or wanted vacation, I guess. Well,
Oh, yeah.
took us a couple weeks to get back into the groove of things. You know,
It, it
things happen, and we've been busy, but we're back.
yep.
Ready to talk about Spider-Man today. Went and watched it at least 3 times on opening weekend, I think, for me.
Yeah, two for me.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're jumping right into it, huh?
Hey,
Um,
we got lots to talk about though, right?
we do. We don't want to go on for an hour and a half, which we probably could. You know,
We can definitely go. I'm sure we can go over more than an hour and a half.
no, for sure. But yeah, like Annika was saying, we're sorry. It's been 2 weeks, kind of unplanned 2 week sabbatical, vacation, whatever you want to call it. There, um, shit happened, yo. Uh, holidays, family obligations, work.
Yeah, I've been
Uh,
sick a little. I've been sick the last couple of days as well. So
mm,
yeah,
yeah,
it was just a little bit of everything. So
yeah,
yeah, we apologize.
yeah. No, its schedules just did not align. We're gonna, again, like I said, we're trying to do better. You know, hopefully with the new year coming, um, we will. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yep.
Um, but if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back. You know, thank you for being patient with us. Thank you for waiting these 2 weeks. We love you, and continue to listen. Make sure you're sharing this. You know, we appreciate it. Thank you. First time listener. Uh, what's up? How you doing?
I
Hope
was
hope you enjoyed the ride.
I was gonna say, hey, some of the best shows go on hiatus for a little bit, right?
You
So
know what they do. You know,
yeah,
yeah. Like
Hun- Hunter.
never
Eh,
watched it. No idea.
sir,
look,
sir.
Look, you're talking to the guy who finally watched Death Note.
Oh my god.
You know, 2 months ago, I think. Finally watched Death Note.
And I'm sure if I asked you about Bleach, like, how much of Bleach have you watched?
Only the first 2 seasons, I think, of Bleach. I've read the whole manga.
And it's been how many years? And at least we're finally this coming year we're gonna get we're gonna get the final arc, which
Yeah.
is great.
Well, what happened to the final arc from 10 years ago? I know what that's final arc.
Well, that wasn't the final arc of the manga though. Now we're getting the animated final arc of the manga. So
Oh,
that's what.
really? Oh, it never animated. Oh, I
No.
thought this was like some new story they whipped
No, no,
out.
no,
I have
no.
not been reading. Okay, we're getting off tangent
No.
here again. I'm sorry, but this is the Grumpy Beards podcast where we argue and we go off tangent. But what the fuck? I have not. That's why I didn't care. Like I've read it. I've read the whole manga. I
No,
wasn't.
no,
So they never
no, no.
animated the last season.
They never
What the?
animated.
Hold on. Okay. I just want to remind the viewers, Diego's never
Hey.
watched Dragon Ball Z, alright? And listeners, alright? I'm not the only shitty one here. What the? Hold up. Before we get into Spider-Man,
Like
sir, this is news to me.
it got to the beginning of it. The original anime did.
What the fuck happened? Why did they stop? Did it just catch up and they
I think
never...
I think what happened is when it if I think what happened was
It wasn't making as
no,
enough money because it's not as good as One Piece. Yep.
the final arc wasn't complete yet
Hmm.
when they stopped animating it.
Yeah.
So instead of doing
Filler
a
arc.
whole well a whole other filler arc because they had already done a huge filler arc
Oh,
with the
really?
Banto. The whole Banto, if I'm not mistaken, is filler. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I have no idea what you're
you
talking
you,
about.
you didn't get to that part.
No,
Yeah.
I did not. I got to where... Uh... Fuck, I can't remember how... Honestly, what the last episode I watched was. But I read it.
Yeah. No.
I watched it, and then I fell off for a few... I think like a couple years. And same with Naruto, and then I was like, I'm not gonna watch all this. and I picked up in the manga where the anime I knew I'd left off and read from both of
Yeah.
them from there. Okay, damn,
Yeah, yeah, no.
that's
So we're
wild.
we're we're getting the we're getting that
Oh,
that final arc.
that's why
That's
people are so excited. Okay.
oh man, did you at least watch the trailer?
No, God no.
Oh, come on, sir. Like just for me just hearing the song once again, number 1,
Hmm.
like I got goosebumps just hearing that song again.
Yeah.
That's that was one of my biggest gripes. I know we're that's probably going to be another episode where we talk about uh live action adaptations of anime.
Hmm.
Like Bleach, the Bleach movie wasn't bad. Like
Hmm.
it actually has good fighting scenes. It's pretty accurate to the manga.
Hmm.
My biggest gripe was you have the awesome music from the Bleach anime and you did not use the music. Like there are specific songs, specific instrumentals, and specific voice songs, especially number 1. Uh, whenever Ichigo's doing something freaking awesome, you'll hear that song number 1. And there's like seven or there's several variations of the song as he levels up. Like and you didn't hear that. You didn't hear any of the fucking pardon my language. You didn't hear any of the damn songs, and it for me that I really enjoyed the soundtrack.
Hmm.
It made the movie not feel not as good as it could have been.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. Um,
No, but yeah,
I'll say
I went off on a tangent
yeah, yeah.
already.
I'll say this about Bleach. Um, it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Of course, not a super fan like you or your brother. Um, but
And
it's
my
your
brother and my brother loves the American voice actor for
oh, he
Bleach.
loves it. He
He
loves it.
loves Johnny Bon Bosch.
But I recently, like this year, you speaking about the Bleach music, one of the intros or outros, played on a. I was on TikTok or something, and
Hmm.
it was using. First time I heard the song in years, and this, mind you, this was my ringtone for a while. So I
Hmm.
was a good fan when it came out. This was my ringtone for a while. I heard this song play, and just a feeling of dread and bad memories came back. So I don't know what kind of trauma I have attached to Bleach. That might be why I never, after finished reading it, I just never watched it or uh, paid attention. Like I knew this was coming out, but I never read into it. I don't know. I don't know. I
uh,
should probably go to therapist or something. You know what, y'all? It's okay to talk about mental health. Seek a therapy. If you need to, or talk to somebody. Getting real for a second. Always do that. Back to us though. But yeah, no, fuck. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Um, yeah, for it. I told my wife about it, and she just like, the fuck did she do?
we don't make enough money for therapy yet,
Yeah,
Daniel.
no, we don't. Yeah, she was like, it wasn't me. You know, we knew each other at that time. I looked at her. I'm like, it's probably something you did. Um, All right. Well, that's like 10 minutes of Bleach right there. Let's get back on to. We've wasted our precious Spider-Man time to talk about Bleach. Okay. So like you're saying, you watched it 3 times, sir. Man, you sound like me with fuck. What was it? Infinity War. I watched, I think, 3 times opening weekend. I would have. I would if I had the time. I watched it.
Yeah,
I watched it twice. Opening night, and then Saturday with you.
I watched. Well, I guess it would have been within the first week. I watched it opening. Well, it wasn't even opening night. I watched it.
Oh yeah, you was like,
I watched it earlier in the day. I went to work earlier, a couple hours earlier, so I could go watch the movie earlier.
mm-hmm,
I watched it on Thursday when it came out. I watched it again that Saturday night with you guys,
mm-hmm,
and then I watched it the following Wednesday with my brother and his wife.
mm-hmm.
and I enjoyed it every single time. Every single time that I want to
Yeah.
watch it. Of course, opening day was the best. The atmosphere in the theater is something that I would like to experience in any other movie. Like every other movie now that I go watch.
Hmm.
That atmosphere was awesome.
Yeah.
Like every time anything happened, people cheering, yelling. It was great.
See, my only issue with that is when something either like a sudden appearance and everybody's cheering and everything. You know, they appear, but there's never a pause. You know, they appear and then they start talking. What the fuck they're saying? Y'all shut up! I know this is amazing, but what are they saying? um,
You gotta
but
multitask, sir. You gotta multitask. That
but
that's
people are
where
excited. But people are excited. Me too. I'm just you
and
know
that's where it helps to watch the movie more than once.
exactly.
Like the
No,
my
my first experience was so I was supposed to watch it at around 7 in IMAX, only like 20 minutes from my house. Um, by the way, we live in DFW, so everything is a 30 to an hour drive, and that's what we're used to, here in Texas. So if y'all hearing us driving 20 minutes and we're cool with that, that's normal.
that's normal,
Yeah,
yeah.
we drive 40 minutes to get ramen and Korean barbecue all the time.
Heck, if you want to go to Walmart, you want to go get some wings from Wingstop. At least a 10-15 minute drive.
Mm. Um, but yeah, so this was a theater that me and my Marvel group we've gone to regularly. That was the plan. One of them had bought the tickets. We're all set. Then they go and refunded the tickets for whatever reason. Never got an answer. So they scours around trying to find new tickets for all of us. They were able to find some, and we live in we live pretty far from each other, so that was kind of our middle ground. Well, the only theater they were able to find with good enough seats was up closer to their area. So 20-minute drive for them, still hour for me, and for 10 p.m. And this was a long movie, so I didn't
and
get.
and and then you work the next morning,
And
right?
then I worked the next morning, but fucking worth it. But yeah, I didn't get home till like 2 in the morning, 2ish, like almost 3. Just cause gotta talk after the movie, gotta discuss it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that was probably my only issue. I was just so tired, but fucking worth it. I
Yeah.
was I was worried going into it because the group we were sitting next to, um, they were being rowdy while we were sitting there. We went to Studio Mugro, so we were ordering our food and everything. The lights hadn't dimmed yet. They were just being assholes, kind of. Just talking, wouldn't shut up. And I was like, oh fuck, here we go. But as soon as the movie started, quiet. I looked over at certain points, and they were like on the edge of their seat, literally on the edge of their seats, forward, like amazed by the movie. And I was like, okay, yeah, y'all are real fans. I'm sorry for judging. I'm sorry for judging. Oh, by the way, no Trulies this episode. I'm sorry. Just drinking water. Feeling a little under the weather. Took some cold medicine. But Trulies, I love you. You know, remember,
you,
your
you
boy,
gotta
your boy wants to get sponsored. You
you
know,
gotta start tagging them, sir. You gotta start
I
tagging them.
do, I do. I need to learn how to work social media. This old man is trying. All right, okay. It's hard being the editor, the social media manager, the
Well,
talent
yeah,
scout.
that's because you're the only one with the account with the account
No,
passwords.
no, no. I sent him to you.
Oh,
I sent him to you.
then
Producer.
this other
Let him
this
know. Let
other
him know.
old this other old man then didn't see the email or the message.
Yeah, you forget a lot.
Yeah, I do.
So that first viewing, everything about it, loved it. But then yeah, had to watch it a second time, which we already had planned with you, and that time it was in
Yeah.
IMAX. Oh god,
Oh
IMAX is
yeah, because
just
you didn't watch it on IMAX the first time.
nope. We
Yeah,
the original plan I think was
yeah,
to watch it in IMAX,
yeah,
but like I said, we had to get the what we could because we weren't about to go into Friday not having watched it.
yeah. No, I watched it on
IMAX
IMAX the first time, the second time, and then the third time I watched it on regular TD and just regular, and you could tell the difference.
for
Yeah,
sure. No, for sure. Though I did enjoy going from regular viewing to IMAX, like a regular viewing to get everything in,
Hmm.
and the second time I'm in, like I know what's happening, so I'm able there to kind of like I'm
Pay attention to the details the
yeah,
second
it's
time.
yeah, and enjoy it a little more. Because I'm not
Like
like waiting for a thing, like looking around for things. Okay, what's gonna happen? Like trying to like I'm able
one
to
of the
step back a little more and enjoy it for what it is because it was a beautifully filmed movie.
yeah,
The
like
fight
one of the
scenes
things.
were immaculate. The the stills at some points, just where they pan out. Oh my god, they were beautiful.
I'm still waiting to see if they make a poster or a print of when all three of them are on top of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, you know they will.
That's something that I would definitely, if it's done, I would definitely want to get.
Mm-hmm. You know, there's probably some artwork out there for it easily.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Maybe at
So
the next con there'll be something like that.
yeah, hopefully that'd be cool.
Hmm.
So as we by the way, spoiler alert, there's 3 Spider-Man in this movie.
We're 3 weeks away, 3 weeks after the movie came out now.
You know, they still
So
could have put that spoiler tag in there, you know, just common courtesy. But yeah, by the way, spoilers. We're gonna talk about this movie.
I'm sure.
If you weren't made aware from our Bleach rant, uh, I'm sorry we didn't we that took over our spoiler alert.
I'm sure you'll put it in the description.
Yeah, sure I will.
When it gets uploaded. Yeah.
Actually, let me write that down. Insert spoiler alert. I have to write things down or I forget.
We're old.
Yep, yep. So, damn,
Okay,
where do
so
we start? Where do we
in
start?
initial, I would say, what was your initial impression of the movie? Like, start there. Like that first showing. What was it that you thought about of the
I'll,
movie when you
I'll,
came out of the theater?
I'll be honest. First viewing, I was like, that was a good movie. I wasn't like blown away by the movie. Honestly, like I was like, man, this is a good movie. Everything just clicked very well. Everything's well done, but it didn't immediately rise to my favorite Marvel movie.
Mm.
Like I was like I was very impressed by it. Like it's up there. It's probably top 5 for me. Um, but it didn't blow me away
Okay.
that first viewing. I was also like all the way to the back of the theater. Uh, was an IMAX. But I don't know. Like that first viewing, like I'm trying not to make it sound like I didn't like it. Like I just seen all the initial reactions about how amazing it was. Like yeah, it was a very great movie. I just for whatever reason it didn't click for me until I watched it the second time,
Okay.
and I was just damn, they fucking did it, and they they actually went and did it. They did what you know. If you had told me, back when I was watching the first Iron Man, that they were gonna one day make a Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man from different universes, I'd have been like, oh, like a animated one, like no live action. I'm like, the fuck, hold up, like I was like, no way, what? Um, it was I don't know. Maybe it just took it. It took me a while to process. I don't know,
Okay.
or maybe because it was so late and I was sleepy and I needed to work the next morning. I had to
You were
drive.
worried about that.
I had to worry about making it home safely, driving an hour back, um, and then waking up and getting to work to open the store. Uh, maybe it was that. I don't know, but plus I'm old and I'm not used to staying up that late anymore. Uh,
Hey,
I think I
I'm the one that falls asleep at 10 o'clock at night while we were playing games.
yeah, no, you do for sure. Kamikaze for a reason. How many Destiny raids have we done where you're just rocking into walls?
How many times have I walked? Well, this was back in Destiny One. How many times did I walk off the damn the damn ledges on Bolt of Glass?
Mm-hmm. Many times.
No.
Um, but yeah, I think it was a combination of a lot of that, where I walked out the first viewing like, man, this is good, but not this is amazing. But then the second viewing, where I got to just it was earlier showing. I think what was it,
Hmm.
6, 7?
Yeah,
It
we
was
watched that at 7.
7, and also much more comfortable seats.
Hmm.
And I also wasn't eating during the movie. I ate during the first time I watched it,
Okay.
and I just sat back and I just let it just envelop me and fucking loved it. Oh my god, it was like I said earlier, fight scenes, mm, amazing. Love them. How they showcased
Yeah.
Spider-Man's abilities, and it, amazing. One thing that really caught my eye was him punching more. A lot of people online were saying about how he never really threw punches before, and I was like, oh, I never noticed that. So that's kind of what I paid more attention to that in the second viewing.
Okay.
Um, how much he let loose in the fights was, I loved it. I love a Spider-Man who goes all out. And then the cinematography in it, beautiful. All the amazing shots of New York City and that
My
their fight in the out in the woods. That was
what
really
I
nice.
yeah. One of the biggest things that I really enjoyed is the you're talking about some cinematography is the way they displayed the Spidey sense. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
that was.
I don't know if you paid attention, but that was a callback to the Sam Raimi films.
Mm-hmm. That
It
I
was
noticed that.
it was the same way that they displayed it when Tobey Maguire
Mm-hmm.
would feel the Spidey sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tying both universes together, tying both movies like that,
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed that. For me, watching it the first time, like I after I watched it, after I got out of the theater, I sent you guys a message. I don't know if you remember what I said.
No, we need to
Uh,
watch this or something. Or
I said this is the greatest, or this is the best superhero movie, or best Spider-Man movie. Like for me, I think I've mentioned it in previous episodes. For me, Marvel wise, my favorite character has always been Spider-Man. I grew up watching the animated series back in the '90s, and I I'm not as knowledgeable as you guys. Like pretty much all of you guys are way more knowledgeable about comics than what I am.
mm,
Uh, I grew up watching the animated series. I loved Spider Man, and on the DC side, I've always loved Superman. And watching the movie, uh, like the first time I watched it, there were scenes where, in every other time I watched it, they invoked like extreme feelings, especially especially I'm talking about watching the reactions of the in different scenes of Andrew Garfield. Like
mm,
his movies are usually basically regarded as the lower tiered movies on the Spider-Man.
mm,
But he is one of the better Spider-Mans. As a character, he portrays a really good. He did a great job portraying the Amazing Spider-Man.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Like him doing that, but his movies weren't the writing in the movies, the directing in the movies was the villains in his movies weren't great.
Yeah.
That detracted from him a lot.
Yep.
And
Spider Man is he's charismatic.
mhm,
He's he's there to make jokes while fighting, but he's also very caring and staying true to his moral code.
yeah.
In a
Eh,
kind of like Batman stays true to his code,
mm,
just not in a uh fucked up way.
well, Spider-Man always does the thing is self-sacrifice.
Exactly.
That's the main thing for him.
Mm.
He's always gonna try to do his best to save everybody,
Mm-hmm.
even if that's gonna cost them everything.
Yep. And
Uh,
what and Andrew Garfield. I haven't watched the first Amazing Spider-Man. I watched the second one, and I enjoyed his portrayal. I did,
yeah.
and I've loved Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I really have. Um, I just I'm hoping these next few movies he plays more of a confident Spider-Man, because he's been the last three movies. He's always been the like a clumsy, like he takes the clumsiness to an extra level, and Spider-Man. That's part of Spider-Man where he's kind of like
Hmm.
he relies on his reflexes a lot and for last minute things. Um, but I just feel the confidence isn't there that Spider-Man has, that Peter Parker has when he puts on the suit.
Well, and I think it has a lot to do with this. All his movies have been in high school
Mm.
when he's learning how to be Spider-Man.
Yep, and
And
like we
I
were
know
saying,
one of
this is his origin. This is the
this
origin
is
story.
yeah, these three movies are basically his or he's it. This is the MCU origin story for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the one of the biggest things too, the big difference between Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Andrews and Toby's is that he's Tom Spidey has always had help.
Mm-hmm.
He's always had he he only had one homemade costume, and then after that, who gave him a costume? Who gave him a suit?
Exactly.
Yeah, you got Tony that gave him the Iron Spider suit, and so and then when he lost that, he had the
The fabricator make.
no, the fabricator and made
Mm.
a different suit. It didn't still be in Star Tech.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that that is the gripe a lot of people have with his Spider-Man, that he's never been on his own. But after this movie, like you said, we said this is basically his origin story. Now he is the Spider-Man that we know.
Yeah.
Like he is out there on his own with his red and blues, and he's out there being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, because really only, I think based on the timeline, he got his powers and then spent only a year or
Hmm.
so before Tony found him, and then Civil War happened. Like he
Exactly.
didn't have a long time to
A long
develop
time
that, to
yeah, to
grow,
grow.
and Tony just saw this kid with great potential, and he's like, here's a suit, help us out.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
though he had to learn to grow very quickly, and he was thrown into a lot.
Yeah.
Like
No,
like
it definitely was.
a whole lot very quickly. Like this poor kid, like he didn't even get to go through his own personal villains before he was fucking thrown at
At Thanos.
at Thanos. Exactly. Poor,
It's one of
and then
it's
dies.
it was it's one of the things that's like, hey, I fought an alien here
Yeah,
on Earth and in space.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like he didn't get it, and now we're gonna see him go back to those roots. So I do hope they don't make him. Well, I guess that'll be the balance. Like I don't want them to make him like seem like he's they scaled him down a bit. Though a lot of
Mhm.
that will be because of the suit. And
Yeah.
hopefully we get to see more of his Spidey sense go into play, and more of his specialized style of fighting that he develops over the years as Spider-Man,
Yeah.
which we've seen that, but I don't know. I want to see them take it to another level. That'd be nice.
Hmm.
One thing that speaking of fighting sequences, it made me think about how amazing the a lot of all the fight scenes, honestly, from Daredevil, the Netflix show is, which reminded me about my favorite part of the whole movie was Daredevil. Oh God, he's back. They fucking
Yeah.
did it. They fucking did it. Oh, Charlie Cox is back. He's back as Daredevil. Oh, I'm so excited. I love the Daredevil. Oh my god, I love the Daredevil series.
I haven't watched it.
Sir, that Netflix series is on point. The only thing that I'll say is Ninjas in the second season was a little weird. Uh, I'll say the excessive amount of ninjas. But it's still okay with me. Still okay with me. Um, him as Daredevil is just amazing. He invested all the time into that character, became that character, and the Netflix series is amazing. I can't put it in higher on a higher pedestal. It's such a good series. Uh, Up there with the Punisher series and Jessica Jones season one. I like season two, but season one was pretty good. I would put Daredevil, Punisher, uh, Daredevil season two, then Jessica Jones. Like it's oh my god, it's so good. And because
What's our
that series had some of the best fighting choreography that I had seen, and the only one that has matched it has been Shang-Chi. Like
all right?
they just the way they filmed it is just amazing. I love it. I can't say that word enough. It's gonna be my word for this episode. Take a shot every time I say amazing.
Oh God.
But yeah, no,
But
that
yeah,
as my favorite part of the Spider-Man movie was Daredevil, and he
yeah,
only
yeah,
had
like 10 seconds.
no, like 2 minutes. Okay,
Nah, it was maybe a minute.
two
Maybe a
minutes.
minute.
All, all I need's a minute.
Yeah, see,
Uh,
for me, I knew the rumors were that he was gonna be in it. Like there was pictures that came out
hmm,
that of that scene with Happy, May, Spider Man or Peter Parker and Daredevil.
hmm.
They're on that table, so those pictures were actually got leaked.
See, I avoided
So
them. I avoided them.
so I knew he was there. I haven't watched the Daredevil series,
Hmm,
so it wasn't as big for me. Like everybody yelled in the theater when he came out.
hmm.
Um, but like I said, I haven't watched that series, so it the same impact that everybody else had. Um, it didn't resonate with me because I haven't watched the series.
Also, because you scourged the internet for as many leaks as possible, sir.
Sir,
Like there was a girl in front of us when we watched it.
uh huh,
That the moment like she freaked out when Andrew Garfield popped out, but
mm-hmm.
then as I heard her, I heard the disbelief when Tobey Maguire appeared. Like that like them two showing up was already kind of probably the most well known leak about them
Yeah.
showing up. That was like even trying to avoid direct articles like that got leaked pretty easily.
Well, yeah,
But
just knowing that Alfred Molina, that Willem Dafoe and Jamie Foxx were confirmed to be villains,
mhm.
you knew those universes
Yeah,
uh
you
were
part
connected.
part of
So
you
you,
even if you didn't read that they were going to be there, part of you already knew. Okay, there's a good chance.
yeah.
But this girl, just hearing that surprise and disbelief and that excitement, that's what I go for when I go to a movie. Like that's what I felt when I saw Charlie Cox appear. When he popped up, I felt not to that degree, but I felt that just because I had heard the rumors, and then
Hmm.
I did see one where they're like, because everyone was thinking he was the one from the interrogation scene with the lawyers or what they thought. Oh, that's his lawyer. But then they're like, no, look at the arm hair and this and that. Like I actually watched one of
Well,
those videos, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, I
well,
believe it. And then there was the
regarding that,
mm-hmm,
that was actually him there. There is it's been confirmed there's a deleted scene where he go when they're interrogating Peter, he actually goes in there as the lawyer and gets him out.
no, the scene I'm talking about was where like someone slams down stuff, and like everybody thought that was him, but then I think it was a different um a different aspect ratio scene got released, and it showed where the it originally gets cut off at the top,
Okay.
and it shows more like, oh, that no, that's somebody completely different.
Yeah, but there was a there is a deleted scene of him going
Mm-hmm.
him being in there. There's also it's been confirmed there's a deleted scene of him in court
Mm.
defending Peter.
Yeah. See, and did you know that after or before watching the movie?
Oh, I knew. I watched the video today that
Oh,
confirmed that.
okay, okay. See, all that stuff I avoided because damn it, I'm paying $20 to watch this in IMAX, and I love these characters. I want to feel everything. Though,
But yeah,
I
like for me, one of the best things also was what seeing Doc Ock and Green Goblin at the bridge scene,
hmm,
the fight scene that was great. Just being able to see them again, since those were those basically were the first real comic book movies that were big back in was that early 2000s.
hmm.
If it wasn't for Spider-Man back then, I don't think we would have the MCU right now. Spider-Man,
Uh,
Spider-Man and X-Men. Without those franchises back then, I don't think we would have the MCU we have now.
yeah, you gotta throw X Men in there.
Yeah,
Spider Man alone, it did a lot, but then it was like, okay, can we do more? And I think that's when the X Men came out.
yeah, because X-Men came after Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see, real quick.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it was Spider-Man. Once once Fox saw how successful Sony was, that's when they started doing X-Men.
But the real one that launched everything was Fantastic Four.
Oh God.
All right, the
So,
first Spider Man came out in 2002.
mm-hmm.
I was just but a little 10-year-old boy.
God.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
11. I was 11.
I think I took Irving to, or I took my brother to the to go watch that
Oh,
movie when
the,
it came
the
out.
X Men came out in 2000. So it was X Men that launched everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Then X2 came out in 2003. Yeah, I remember watching those. And then let's see, when did the
I
best of
think
all
if
of them? Fantastic Four, 2005.
I don't know what you're talking about. There hasn't been a Fantastic Four movie yet, sir.
You know, you know what launched the MCU was Marvel going bankrupt and selling all those rights off to everybody.
Yeah. Well, you do know. I would say the first. I think which is the first. Which is the movie where Magneto is trying to convert into mutants all the world leaders at the Statue of Liberty.
I
Was
think
that the first X-Men movie?
no, I think that's the third one. Ah, fuck, I don't. Like I said, I was like 9 and 10.
I think. Well, that would be the one that launched the MCU because that's the one where Kevin Feige actually worked on.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, he was a producer in that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Didn't know that. Man, now see, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah,
It's been a
yeah.
long.
It was one of the things on on the videos that I watched before watching Spider Man. Like they were talking about that how Kevin Feige worked on that movie and like the final fight was at the Statue of Liberty, and then now with Spider Man No Way Home, like the final fight was gonna be at the Statue of Liberty
Mm-hmm.
again. So it was basically Kevin Feige
Full circle.
going full circle, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because he's basically avoided fighting at the Statue of Liberty throughout all of the other MCU movies.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time in an MCU movie where the Statue of Liberty is featured in a fight.
Yeah, no, you're right. Peter's been destroying other national monuments
Yeah, yeah.
before this one. Doc Ock, I would say, was my favorite villain of this movie. Just man, just his like as amazing a job as William Dafoe did playing Green Goblin, because he did immaculate. He kind of stole the show for a lot of for a lot of him and Andrew Garfield. They
Yeah,
were just their
that.
scenes were always on point. I just I love Spider Man 2. I love it. I was a little older when that one came out, so that's
Hmm.
probably why I love it more. Though I think a lot of people do enjoy that one.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie.
Because that whole train scene is like that. You think about if you think about the original Spider Man, there's a few scenes that come to mind. One is the train scene,
All
which
right,
pulling together, which they paid homage to it with Peter, with Tom Holland
the
with
fighting Doctor Strange in the mirror dimension,
uh no, not that, with the ship.
the ship.
Yeah, in the second one, the first or second Spider Man, he does the same thing. He pulls a ship together, a
Oh,
tanker.
okay, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
I can't
But
remember which one it was.
it
I think it was
was
the second one.
the second Far From Home.
Yeah,
Because it's out in I think what's they're in Paris or France, something, or Venice.
I can't remember
Yeah,
where that one.
they're somewhere out there.
Yeah.
They're in Europe. Uh, but yeah, but also you got the train scene fighting Doctor Strange, because you're fighting on top of the I think it's what the A train, if I'm not mistaken.
Fuck, I
You're
don't.
fighting on top of that same train.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is
That's
it? It
where
was
they're
the same
fighting.
train.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I didn't know
that's the
that.
same train.
And of course the let's see. There's also the Peter swinging with MJ.
MJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And him dancing in Spider-Man 3. All scenes that everyone thinks about when you think about the original
Oh,
Spider-Man.
did you catch when yes, when he's swinging with MJ, and they stop on top of the, I think it's a Quinnsboro Bridge, and you see the tramway, the
Mm.
tram, the tram going, I think it was to the left. That's the same tram that Green Goblin was holding uh when he was telling Peter Peter to choose between the kids and MJ
Mm.
in the original Spider-Man movie.
Mm.
Like that's the fight, the final fight scene from the first Spider-Man.
Mm. Okay. See all these little details there. I just
Yeah, and
love
then when they're swinging, and and uh, and 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 they go down to the subway, they come up they come they come up the sewer,
it. Mm-hmm.
and Peter twists the manhole cover and twists it back in place. That's actually one of the last scenes we got from the Amazing Spider-Man 2, when in the last fight scene, Peter grabs the manhole cover, trips it, and uses it as a sling.
Mm-hmm.
So like though that those were callbacks to those movies.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember that one. I do it in the video game, which is fucking amazing. I can't wait to play Miles Morales one day. Man, uh, I need 100% the first one.
Okay.
I was close. I think I'm like 80 or 90% there. I need to do the Taskmaster missions, and then I'll be done. Fucking amazing game. It does get a little repetitive with some of the missions, just a
Hmm.
little bit. But and if you don't try out all the spider tech tools, the fighting gets a little repetitive. But I think that's people just using the same combos over and over again. We got a whole bunch of different ways to take down enemies.
Okay.
Immaculate game, love it. That's what actually that game is what got my daughter hooked on Spider Man. She loves Spider Man. She was actually gonna go watch it with us on that Saturday, but we weren't able to take her. But she would watch me play the Insomniac Spider Man game, and she fell in love with Spider Man. She loved it. She loved watching. She would ask me to just load up the game and to watch me swing around New York City. She loves it. And then
Nice.
I looked over one day and she is posed up like Spider-Man, where he's when he's on a perch or something.
Hmm.
You know, crouched down, arms down. She learned to do that just from watching. But she has a ton of Spider-Man clothes, merch, toys. Loves Spider-Man.
I remember you guys were looking, what was it, for a Spider-Man brush once? I think that's what it was.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if she wanted one or Mary wanted to get her one. But
I
yeah.
I think I think Mary or your wife was trying to out, get her to leave another brush that she had.
Hmm.
I think it was a Peppa Pig brush or something like that. And in order to do that, she was looking for a Spider-Man brush.
Hmm. Yeah, no,
But yeah,
it's hard to find girl things that are Spider-Man and not like uh um Gwen Stacy or stuff like that. 'Cause she likes Spider-Man. She
yeah.
actually got into a fight with not into a fight, you know, really, into an argument. She was wearing either Spider-Man shoes or a jacket to school, and a little boy told her that she can't be Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a boy, and she didn't like that. She told him, "Yes, I can. I can be Spider-Man." And then she turned the whole class on him.
Dang.
Nobody talked to that little boy that day. I was like, "Damn, Lucy, hell yeah, go for it. Put him in their place. You can be Spider-Man if you want."
For me, my favorite villain definitely was Green Goblin. Willem Dafoe's portrayal of him, like you said, immaculate. It was almost like he never stopped being Green Goblin. He was able to just go right back into that place.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to see the fractured mind of Dr. Osborn.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, as soon as he comes in and when you see the scene in the alleyway where the freaking head is talking to him, when Green Goblin is talking to him, which happened happened in Spider-Man 1.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then he breaks the mask, and when he breaks it, it's not like he got rid of Green Goblin. Green Goblin was just laughing at him. Like, basically he won.
Yeah, it's futile. Why are you
Yeah.
trying to? Why are you fighting me?
Yeah, and from there on, it Green Goblin was just in the background, just looking, learning, and just trying to figure out how to do as much mayhem as he could.
Mm-hmm. Like he
Uh,
he enters this new world and whole new universe, and he's like, "All right, bet we gonna
yeah,
fight."
it's like, I'll let you take the reins for now. Let me figure out what do I need to do, and and then do as much damage as I can.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, but my favorite as far as uh villains is definitely, it has to be Goblin. Um, like you said earlier, uh, Willem Dafoe and Garfield, every scene they were in, they stole the show. Um, the feeling that Andrew was portraying, that pain of not having gotten over what happened to win,
Hmm.
like every time, every scene, like when you see him looking, they're when they're all working on the cures,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks over and sees Peter and MJ
Which
having a
Peter?
moment. Oh, there's only one Peter and MJ together
It could
at
have
this
been one of the
moment.
other Peters with MJ. You never know.
No, no, no. You know, if you watch the movie, you know. Uh, but you can see how he's just he's like longing for something like that. Um,
And then you have a Big Peter who sees it and he's like, he's the experienced one. He's the one that's gone through the most. He immediately knows what's going on and his pain, and that's where he starts talking to him and try to
yeah,
help him out. That's probably one of the other things that I love so much was how
their
they
interactions.
their interactions, yes, but how they've shown from the time that they pulled Toby Maguire out, like how much time has passed, how experienced he is, how much he's grown as a Spider-Man. Not only has he fully they showed his scientific prowess, how he's gone full into that, um, but also he's honed his skills,
And
especially when they face off in Ned's house, and he gets the upper hand on Garfield, in two moves, gets upper
yeah,
hand, because he was like, fuck yeah, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. He's more experienced. He has years on him. He's maybe not as fast, but he knows what to do. He
and
assessed
that's
he assessed the situation that quickly. After one move, he knew exactly what to do. Had him disarmed.
yeah,
Fucking loved that. Like such a
that's small detail,
small
but
detail, but it shows.
yeah, when he's talking about I think it's that scene where Andrew asks him if, like, I think it's Toby asks him if he has someone,
Mm-hmm.
and he said basically says no, and then Andrew asks Toby if he does, and he's like, yeah, we managed to work it out. That, well, it almost like we were missing the whole thing, like, yeah, and we have a little one, because there is that timeline where they do work it out, and Peter and MJ have I think it's a daughter,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and all three of them actually are out there fighting crime.
Yeah,
Um,
they go the whole well, it's already an established route where
yeah,
Spaz get the powers and all that. We're talking about four, except for the fucking Flash series. Everybody's the Flash now. The CW series. We're the Flash.
yeah, but
I'm sorry. I just had to.
oh my god,
It just made me think of that. I
uh,
enjoyed the CW series. By the way, I all of them. I do. Legends Tomorrow is the best out of all of them. Fucking immaculate. I need to watch the newest season. Um, Flash started hurting me after a while. It got almost as cringy as Supergirl, and I can't bring myself to go back and finish watching all the. It's just, oh god, come on, Barry, stop being stupid. Stupid writers making him lose his powers every half season. Oh, I'm sorry. Back to Spider-Man. Back to Marvel. Back to Marvel.
I think one of my favorite scenes was that too, when they're all being the science bros,
Hmm.
basically. I don't think we had gotten a scene with Tom Holland and showing really how smart Peter actually is.
See,
Like,
we never saw him like from scratch make stuff.
Peter's a freaking genius.
He is
And
he has a I think canon wise he has a higher IQ than Batman. Again,
it,
but different universes. But
yeah, but I mean, we hadn't seen an actual example of Peter working on some. I think the most we did was a quick on him making the web shooters.
mhm,
That's about it. And that's one of the big things on Peter, on how smart he is, how how he's able to create things,
mhm,
and we finally saw that along with Toby and Andrew.
mhm,
Like, in the Sam Raimi films and in the Amazing Spider-Man movies, that was an established fact that Peter's super smart.
mhm. Well, in this one too, and the fact that he's able to you know adapt and use Tony's tech. Yeah, Tony's tech kind of helps him along, but when he started messing with the fabricator, was able to just jump right into it. That we got Stark Jr. there, but even though this universe is a lot more uh, established as far as tech wise, they're more advanced and all that. So it's the equivalent of it's easier for them to pick it up. It's the same as like a baby nowadays is able to navigate a phone,
Yeah,
because that's just what they grow up around. It's natural for them. It's easier, but still, like he jumped right into that fabricator and started just developing things with it. And then in the second one, was it the second one where they're flying, or was it?
Uh,
he's on a jet, and he's building a new suit on there.
yeah, I think it should be the
Mm,
second one. Yeah, it's the
yeah.
one where he's fighting Mysterio.
So I think we it was already established how smart he is, but I did like a whole just a high school lab putting shit together. Like that's Spider Man.
Yeah,
That is early Spider Man. This is not a Spider Man who's built his own little small base in the back of his Aunt May's house. Or this is him working with just pieces that he finds and putting stuff together. That's always cool.
yeah. I think if I have any complaints on the movie is I think Marco didn't really have much to do with it. Like he could really almost just been left out of the movie, and it wouldn't have made much of a difference.
Who's Marco?
Sandman,
Oh, okay.
Sandman, and Electro. They're there, but you could pretty much do the movie with with and same for Lizard. Like
Yeah, he was.
they don't have as much involvement. Like I have forgotten about Lizard until right now.
That's what I hear
Like
about the first Spider Man. Because, but I mean, it made Spider Man one.
yeah,
Yeah, the lizard was the biggest issue with that. See,
yeah.
I
It's like
I enjoyed Sandman and Electro. They
no, like
I enjoyed them.
no, I enjoyed them as well. But I mean, it's almost like the movie. If they weren't in the movie, it wasn't gonna be a huge disappointment. It wouldn't be a huge disappointment to me if they weren't in the movie.
Hmm.
Like Marco, I understand. I I I got the scenes because of what they were. When he first shows up and he's talking to Tom Holland Spider Man, he's telling him he's gonna help him. Well, that's because in the original Sam Raimi films, at the end of the movie, they
Hmm.
come to an agreement. Like
Yep.
Peter forgave him for killing Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
So that happens there. So that's why he trusts Tom at the beginning, and then distrusts him after he figures out that he's not the same Peter.
Yeah.
And then Electrode, same. I'm like, yeah, see, his scenes are good. Seeing him evolve from the blue guy to actually be have an actual corporal body. My favorite scene from for Electro is once he's fully powered up, you actually get to see the comet accurate mask.
Yeah. I like how MCU has done a good job of introducing, like, even if it's for a moment, some comic version of costumes and not making it look stupid. Because you see some of the costumes, they're like, that ain't gonna translate well to, in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so man,
And then
I want to talk about his suit at the end, how it was just popping. Fuck it, we'll keep going. Man, that bright blue suit at the end, I loved it.
yeah,
I loved it like that.
I
That
definitely love that being able to. He basically took inspiration. He's taking inspiration from the two suits he saw
mm-hmm.
a little bit. I enjoyed that. I was gonna say too. I know one of the comments I made to you guys when we watched the movie on Saturday night. I made a comment about it when Aunt May dies and the way she said the line. I didn't like it, but that's because I didn't understand why it was important that she said it that way.
Mm.
Like that was actually the original way that the line was said.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that it was in the comics.
And you over there hating y'all. This
Well,
guy, after the movie, he went on a rant about how much he hated Aunt May and how she
no,
botched how
no,
much she
no,
botched
no,
the
no,
whole movie. She botched it. She was like, "Man, I'm just trying to keep that
sir.
scene out of my mind." It's just a rant about it, about how she almost ruined the movie for him because of that line. And we're the whole time we're trying to tell him, like, but that's the original way. But he's like,
No, no,
he
you
wouldn't
you
hear
guys
us out. He wouldn't hear us out. He's like,
you guys didn't
he was
even
like,
mention that.
no,
Now,
it's not the right
no,
way.
no, sir, no, sir. You guys were going off on the tangent that I was mad because it was Aunt May that said it. That's what you guys were saying, and not me. You and our producer were going on that. Oh, I just hate that scene because it was Aunt May who said it.
Nope, you were just mad because it wasn't the right word. You were like, she ruined it, this and that. I'm like, man, she just put her. It's Aunt May,
No,
it's
you
different.
your comment, your exact comment was that she put her own spin on it. Don't be trying to rewrite what you said. That you were trying to tell me that that was the original saying, sir.
Sir, you wouldn't give us a chance to talk.
No,
You
no,
weren't
no,
hearing it.
no.
You weren't hearing it. You were
You're
just
you're
so
you're you're,
mad, so
you're
mad.
trying to rewrite history right there.
Just like the MCU is. When this new Fantastic Four comes out, I'm so excited. That's
But
probably.
yeah,
I'm not gonna talk about Fantastic Four. Damn, we could probably keep talking about how Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and how amazing that's gonna be, but no,
no, that's one of the theories right now that they might make a cameo in one of the next Spider-Man movies
yep.
because Spider-Man is so involved with them. Is part of the Futures Foundation
Mhm.
in one of the runs.
Mhm. But that those theories are for another time because we are out of time. Oh man, damn, theories would
Oh
take up
man,
probably another hour.
yeah, but I guess the other thing that I do want to make sure I say it is I love the way that it almost feels like uh and the Amazing Spider-Man redeemed was redeemed with this movie. The way that Andrew Garfield portrayed him, like I said earlier, the pain that he felt on uh the pain that he felt, the anger of losing an MJ, of being the reason that MJ died, and then seeing him when uh, when uh, Tom's MJ falling. It's
Mm-hmm.
a mirror scene of seeing Gwen fall
Mm-hmm.
and Gwen die. And you see Tom jumping, and then the glider hits him, and then you see that Andrew's Spider-Man had basically learned. He he jumps, and the way he jumps, he is taking into account how to become faster,
Mm-hmm.
how to fall faster, and then is able to catch Gwen. I'm sorry, not Gwen. Catch
MJ.
MJ
Mm-hmm.
and save her, and then seeing the uh the tears of him is he's basically working through that of not being able to save Gwen, but he's able to save MJ.
Yep.
Like
He
when
replayed that. He's replayed that thousands of times in his head. What
yeah,
he could have done differently, and that was just all natural. He just acted immediately because he knew what to do. Like
yes,
his 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 moment
and
had came.
and how that basically is lifting a weight off his shoulders that he's finally he's able to save someone that's pretty much in the exact same situation
Mm-hmm.
as Gwen was.
Yep. Yep. I think, and I know a lot of people are wanting a third Amazing Spider-Man film. Uh, I'm not for it. I think they should just leave it as is. Cause if the wrong studio makes it, then
Well,
it won't be as good. You know.
I think if they make it, it's gonna be again in conjunction with Marvel. If they make it, it has to be in conjunction with Marvel
Yeah,
so that it's a good movie.
that's a big if. I don't think it'll ever happen. I don't think we'll ever get
Uh,
an Amazing Spider-Man 3. No,
you
I don't.
might you
No.
it, Andrew's people have already stated to Sony he wants to be Spider-Man again.
Yeah, that's good and dandy, but he's not going to. Or
There's already I believe there is already agreements that, like, again, these are rumors, but
mhm.
but there's already agreements that we're gonna see Toby and we're gonna see Andrew again in at least two more films.
See that if they pop up in films, that's great. I'm all for it. Don't we don't need to make new films.
And
Leave it in the
the
past.
the thing too is you're getting to a point in Sony's universe that you can't make any more movies without Spider-Man.
You
And you're
can.
uh,
A lot of these villains have their own comics that like with many issues. Like you don't
yeah, but
it,
who's their antagonist?
other villains. Like I said, yes, Spider-Man is their main and as the main guy they go against. They
Yeah,
all appeared in Spider-Man comics, but a lot of these villains have gotten their own series, and there's a lot of source material they can pull from without needing Spider-Man. And I think, like honestly, they should just leave it flowing as it is. If they were to release, if they were to make a Spider-Man 4 and an Amazing Spider-Man 3, I think that would just confuse audiences as to what's going on. Like they would have to do it very delicately and space it out because it would be weird to release an Amazing Spider-Man 3 and then okay we got a Spider-Man 4. Like what is this? What is this?
well,
Fast and Furious now? We got Tokyo Drift. We thought it was done. Now we got Fast 4,
I
Fast
I I,
5, Fast 9. Like I
I
think
think
that leads to a bad route.
I think you're not giving people enough credit. There is definitely at least two Spideys at once. It That definitely can happen.
Hmm.
I uh, I wholeheartedly believe that we can have two Spideys, one in the Sony universe and one in the MCU.
Here's the thing:
And
if Sony does go that route, why would they want to ever let Marvel use a Spidey again? Or
because it
because
makes
we
them more because it makes them the most money. It's been 3 weeks, and
but
No Way
but
Home has
but
made over $1 billion.
it has. But what if they do it right on their end? Also, what licensing rights are out there? What was the deal that was done by Sony and MCU? I, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. By the way, make sure you comment. How wrong we are, because even bad comments are good comments for for
For growth
for growth.
purposes.
Yeah, growth purposes. Um, if I'm not mistaken, Marvel has the agreement is that Marvel collects all the all the revenue from merchandise, and Sony gets the box office revenue, and then Disney gets everything else by making these movies. Which that's still a fuck ton of money just for Sony, which is true.
Yeah,
But that's the agreement for Marvel to be able to do it, and I think that was originally causing the issues with the contract disputes a year or 2 years ago, because Disney was like, "Hey, let's go 50-50 on box office," and Sony's like, "Fuck you." Um, it because that's the other thing. I think it would be a weird negotiations to make that happen, where we have two Spider-Man, uh, different two different Spider-Man movies being made at the same time, or at least not necessarily at the same time, but we have two different actors playing Spider-Man for two different companies. That when they're trying when the balance is already you know just there. They're coming to agreements. I don't think it's gonna happen because of that. Like that would be the biggest hurdle as to how they're gonna agree to it. I can it happen? Okay, yes, it can. But I think we would lose Tom Holland in the process. We would
I think
lose
we're
we would lose
I
Spider
think
Man in the MCU, at least solo films. I think we would still get him appearing, but I don't think we would get um, any more trilogies with him if Sony decides like, oh, we can make our own Spider Man. there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff with distribution rights, licensing, and all that. That would be a big hurdle for it.
Well, the
And
biggest thing too you gotta take into account is Tom's already made a bunch of comments that he's getting to a point where he doesn't want to be Spider-Man anymore.
that's what all these actors say. I don't believe them. I believe the money. Follow the money. That's where all the truth lies.
I guess it really would depend, just because he
Because wasn't
he's
Hugh Jackman done with Wolverine, and then he still made that cameo, and
but that's a cameo. That was what 30 maybe 30, not even 30 seconds. That's like what 15 seconds. Basically, just tells him fuck off.
yeah.
Like that's not I don't think you can compare that.
Well, I
But
am.
I think what Tom is thinking is he doesn't want to be stuck like Hugh Jackman, where his whole his whole legacy, his whole thing is just one character.
Mhm. Well, good thing we have Uncharted coming out, and he's going to be Nathan Drake as well.
Or and it might be that too.
Hmm.
How many Uncharted, if this one does well, how many more do you think they're gonna end up making?
Exactly.
What
Uh,
what about what's the workload for him gonna be if he has to be Spidey and he has to be Nathan Drake?
mhm.
So
That's what I'm saying. We would lose Tom Holland. Yeah, because there's like I get what you're saying.
I think
Yeah,
we're I
our
think we're going down the road where we're
mm,
gonna lose Tom anyways. Uh, there,
nah, they're gonna throw a
there
bunch. It's gonna be a Brock Lesnar situation. He's just trying to leverage his hand, and they're just gonna show up and just leave a garbage
because
truck full of money on his lawn. He's like, I bet I'm coming back.
I think I wholeheartedly believe that in where what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna face Tom out and we're gonna get Miles.
Oh yeah, no, that for sure is gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a thing where maybe maybe he'll complete the next trilogy
Hmm.
and then it's gonna happen. I
Yeah,
don't think we're gonna I don't think we're gonna get
but
more than three
here
more.
with the Miles thing, the Sony is it gonna be the same situation? Does Sony own those rights? Can the MCU introduce Miles? They keep hinting at it, so I'm assuming there's things in the works for it.
You know there is,
Mm,
because we saw it in Homecoming when we talked about this. Childish Gambino, I forgot what his regular name is. Where because he's Miles' uncle,
mm-hmm.
and then we saw it here in No Way Home when Electro is talking to Andrew about he thought since he's from Queens and he always
Yeah,
helps people, he thought he was black,
yeah,
and that there is a black Spider-Man, someone out there.
yeah.
The,
They're dropping the hints for it.
Marvel doesn't leave lines like that without there's something coming.
Yeah, they do.
And with what's coming with Secret Wars and Secret Invasion, easily, hey, well, Tom Holland Spider Man's actually a scroll.
Nah, I'm not looking forward to that cop out for the future. It's just too easy. It's the same thing that the comics do. I'm not.
Exactly, it's the same thing that comics do. It's been done before,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'm not
I
looking forward to that.
because right now there Tom Holland's contract is one more solo movie and one more appearance. That's it.
Hmm. Yeah. I said I think the money would be too good. He won't pass it up. Just like Chris Hemsworth keeps coming back to play to beat Thor,
But he loves being Thor.
and I think he's just these comments by Tom Holland are just he's learned from his tour with Benedict Cumberbatch about not spilling things. He's learned, he's grown, and I think this is all just media talk.
Well, the thing is that it's actual comments from Tom. Tom saying, "If I'm 30 years old and I'm still playing Spider-Man, I've done something wrong." He's Those are comments that came out of his mouth.
Yeah, but again, it's just media talk. is just what he's been told to say, to get the rumors going, get people like you all like, no, that's not gonna happen. This is gonna happen. That's what it is. I call BS. He's gonna keep doing it. Money's too good. It's He'd be crazy not to. Though I understand, actors' passion to do other roles.
Yeah.
They don't want to be stuck, typecast as the same character. Um, but I really think when it comes to MCU actors, I don't believe a word they say.
Well, it's the thing too. Like you're talking, you just said that he's learned from Benedict Cumberbatch. He could have he could see what Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. did.
Hmm.
Like they got to a point where they needed to stop.
Hmm.
So and he's been doing it for a while already.
He has, uh, but not as long, and I don't think he's done it a lot faster. What they had to do, he's had to do a lot faster, because it was what 10 years for Tony to do 3 films, then a couple cameos, and he's done that in what the last 5 or 6.
I think it's been less.
Probably less. So yeah,
I mean,
so I get that point. He could be burned out. So I see that, but he also doesn't have to maintain a strict
and then the
a
thing,
strict workout schedule like Chris Evans to maintain that.
because the other thing you got to think about is the way the movie ended. He's basically caught contact with the MCU. Like they know there's a Spider-Man, but they don't know Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the ending, Happy doesn't even know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's everybody that he's interacted with as far as a hero.
Yeah, I
And
don't know.
I'm just trying to see. Homecoming came out in 2017, so he's been doing this for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be 5 years. So
I don't know.
we'll see.
We shall see. I think he's gonna keep doing it. Um.
The rumor right now is that we're gonna get 3 more movies of him being in college.
Mm-hmm.
We're definitely gonna have to get a movie with him fighting Venom, since the after credit scene with Venom,
Leaving a part
there,
of the
there,
symbiote there. Yeah.
there's a an offspring of the symbiote that stays here in the MCU. So
See, I
that's
don't.
one.
I just who else carries the symbiote though aside from him?
Flash.
Yeah, exactly. And I just can't take that serious if he. I just can't take him serious if he ends up getting the symbiote. It's gonna be weird. I figure that's the route they're gonna take. It's just weird in my mind when I picture it.
And
Well,
then the other thing that we didn't talk about too is Ned. How he was gonna try after learning that that Toby Maguire's best friend tried to kill him and he died in his arms.
yeah, yeah,
That he was trying to be to to tell Peter that he's never gonna be
yeah.
he's
No,
never gonna
they attack that kind of hard. You know how you said MCU doesn't just throw lines out there like that. They do.
yeah.
I think that's just all fluff. That's all just for comedy. I see nothing happening with that. Sorry, I don't see Ned becoming anything. Salute.
Thank you. Well,
Un-
I mean, as far as Ned,
unless we find
oh man,
yeah,
sorry guys. I've
un-
been under the weather the last couple of days.
unless he is going to MIT. Unless he does get caught up in some uh military contracts after college and stuff like that. Goes into and shit like that, and he becomes this universe's hobgoblin.
Well, he is Hobgoblin, and goddamn, I'm sorry. Oh, Oh gosh, yeah, I think we should
Hey, producer, you should cut this off.
we need
You
to
should
end this.
edit that out. But I'm gonna leave it in there. I'll leave it up to you. You need to come over here though and edit it. I'm not gonna send you the files. All right, we'll end it there, sir.
Yeah,
You need to go take some
yeah,
more medicine.
yeah.
Um,
I do. But yeah. And then I guess we didn't even talk about how in MJ's mind there is still something that's telling her about Peter.
oh, of course.
She's wearing the Black Dahlia still necklace
Mm,
still. Um, and then I heard somebody's theory that that it was since it was in the window there was something else that said Peter, some kind of decoration that she had left up, and it says Peter. So so there is something else that because she's the one that has to put up and take down the decorations.
mm,
In the Christmas in one of the windows there was something that that had Peter and she put it up.
yeah.
It just speculations.
No, of course. You can't have Peter without MJ.
Yeah,
He's gonna eventually tell her, but that'll be probably movie 2 or end of movie 1.
yeah,
All right, so we're gonna end it there. Thank you for sticking around this long. Uh, through
yeah.
our sneezes and
Barps.
I only burped like one time, maybe twice. Uh,
Yeah,
our
sorry.
rambling. You know, hopefully, hopefully you share some of our thoughts. And feelings
No,
for the movie.
leave comments on what was your what was your favorite part of the movie?
Yeah, of course. You're watching this on YouTube. Make sure to let us know down below. What was your favorite part of Spider-Man? Do you think we're full of shit? Uh, you know, uh,
Do you have any crazy theories of what's gonna happen with Tom Holland Spider Man?
exactly. Are you team? He's gonna. This is it, or team? He's gonna do some more. Make sure to let us know if you're listening to us on Spotify or iTunes or even Google Podcasts. Um, Rate and subscribe. I don't know how you subscribe on. I think you follow on Spotify. I need to learn how
Yeah,
this stuff works so I can let you on. So I then can pass on that knowledge to you. But make sure to leave us that 5 stars on iTunes. Make sure to like this on Spotify. Subscribe, follow,
I think
all that jazz.
Spotify is reviews.
Uh, you know,
Leave a review on Spotify.
I did see something about reviews finally being a thing. Um, Make sure to share this as well. That's probably the biggest way you can help this podcast grow. Make sure to share this on all media platforms. Tell your friends about us. Tell your family. Um,
Hey, on comments or on Instagram, hey, leave us. What kind of topics do you guys want to hear from us?
exactly. Make sure to follow us on our socials. They'll be in the. Excuse me, man, that was weird. It'll be in the description. Uh, just search Grumpy Beards Pod or Grumpy Beards on most social media platforms. But it will be in the description. We're most active on Instagram. By we, I mean me. Uh, Twitter is an unknown, uncharted territory for me. I'm trying to learn. But for now, Instagram's the way to go. Shout out to SkylarFox and HyperCircuit for the intro/outro music. They did phenomenal with it. As always, go check them out on Spotify and iTunes. Give them, show them your love and support. And I think that's it. Aniki,
Yeah,
anything else?
no, I think just something like I was saying. Leave us a review. Leave us some comments. Definitely want to hear from you guys.
For sure, for sure. We're gonna try to be consistent. We're trying, y'all. We're trying. If we have to move this to every 2 weeks, we will do that. I did mention it on Instagram about exciting things to come. We are working on possibly. How should I say this? On other projects that are maybe not on the podcast, possibly live streams of some sorts. Uh,
Uh,
but I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
all right, all right.
Possible live streams. like I teased on Instagram. Fun things to come, but that's all in 2022. Stay safe, y'all. Uh,
Yeah,
do,
definitely,
do this.
especially with with COVID rising up again. Everybody, try to stay safe.
Stay safe for sure, for sure. Well, that's it. Until next time.
All right, see you next time, guys.
Goodbye.